Are we? Are we live?
I think we're live.
Hey, we're live.
Hello, YouTubes.
Hello, up in the internets.
How we doing?
This is Business Hour 2018 keeper grades, and y'all suck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
all you
nobody
fans
did
out
very
there
well.
watching this lovely video, this will be the one and only Business Hour for the year, as is traditional.
No. Every week we're
Every week.
Oh,
He's not going to be here. This is the only one with him.
Yeah.
yeah, the one and only. Coming at you live from the home of our draft that will happen in 12 hours, and it'll take 12 hours.
Yeah, you all will see this tomorrow. It's great.
Yeah.
It's going to be sweet.
So I think we should just do this in reverse order.
Yeah, reverse order.
Start with the worst team.
Yeah.
Work our way up.
Yeah.
And Zum's gonna wing it.
Yeah.
Wait, I have a fully prepared list. It's just right here.
It's funny.
Right.
Zum did all his research like way before we did.
Right.
We just did real quick crash course on this. So.
Quick.
I
crash
studied
course.
it.
We've been doing this for 4 hours.
Might have been here for a couple of hours, maybe.
For the two of you that are actually gonna watch this.
Yeah.
And one of those two is gonna be Zum.
That's very true.
So,
I do like to look at myself.
we know.
Yeah.
So George, who you got as the worst team?
Well, on 16th spot, unfortunately, I got to call out the fam here. I got Dylan's team at 16. I don't think he necessarily chose bad keepers, but the team just doesn't come out looking extremely strong at all.
Yeah.
Let's see, pull up his list here because I forgot to make a note on it. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I don't like any of them. That being said, these are the players that you had to keep. Dion Lewis is fine in New England, but now he's in Tennessee, so his role's kind of up in the air, especially with Derrick Henry taking, a lot of that. But there's not really much you could do about it this year. No, actually, he did sign him for this year, but he was supposed to be for the Patriots. But whatever.
I mean, it's a situation like Dylan didn't really have much to keep, but at the same time, his best keeper is Derek Carr, who is probably 16th, 17th ranked quarterback. So in a league of 16 teams that starts one quarterback each, I mean, at least he's maybe a starter.
Yeah. Well, and Derek Carr unlikely to go in the first 5 rounds. So like typically you try and keep your keepers at players that are going in the first 5 rounds, and he's not typically one of them. But that being said, there wasn't a whole lot to pull from there. So you did the best you could. It's just compared to the other teams there, this is by far I think the weakest team.
They are all football players.
To start.
They're all football players.
They play on Sunday.
The good thing is,
At least
I'm just
they play
catching
on
this,
Sunday.
is 80% of those players have 1 year left on their contract. So it's a whole new team next year.
Well, but that's why he's in this situation to begin with, because he had nobody. The only person he had left over was Martavis Bryant.
Right.
All of his other players were off contract last year.
Right. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I'm very happy to have you in the division.
You're right. It's good to be back.
All right. So my Dixie wrecked is what I have next at 15th.
But luckily, it's cut off in this video, so
Yeah.
you don't have to suffer that
May considering changing your name to my Dixie Flaccid or something. I don't know. I just like that word, but yeah, I agree.
Change the name of your team to My Team Sucks.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty good name.
I also had Dixie wrecked in the 15th spot. So what were your thoughts there?
What about you, Zom? Where did you have my Dixie wrecked?
It's my least favorite thing to hear. That's for sure. But I would say, some solidly terrible players right there.
Right,
yeah.
right.
I mean, Cam Newton, somehow scores points. He's not a great quarterback.
He's the best running back on his team.
Yeah, he definitely is the best running back on his team. Well, we got McCaffrey now,
No, I was talking about.
No,
I was talking about Jimmy's team.
And he has 3 other running backs.
Yeah, I was gonna say for a team that kept 3 running backs, Cam Newton's your best one.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm sorry to break the news to you, but Jerick McKinnon would have been a great running back until this
not
morning.
A bad keeper, unfortunately, he's out for the season.
Yeah,
most likely.
Not confirmed yet, but non-contact
But
injury.
the good news is you'll be able to utilize that IR spot. So you got that going
That's
for
very
you.
true. Not this coming year, but next year he's gonna be a stud. I've been saying that for a couple of years about him.
Yeah, we're not actually giving grades, we're just ranking them. I want to give because
Well, he's grade 16. That's as low as it gets. What's the 16th letter of the alphabet?
Well, when we get to Jeff's team, I want to give him a letter so he can bitch at
You got whatever 15 is.
right?
It's 5 after J.
All right.
So the grade is based off of what they had available and how they kept
So
them.
we did two things. So basically, what we did is we looked at the players that were available and we said, do we think they made good choices? And all except for one team on here, which we'll get to, I think everybody kind of did the best with what they got.
Yeah, for the most part, everybody kept who was best to keep on their team. The rankings that we have is mostly based on
How strong?
Are. Yeah,
Okay.
5 teams are or 5 players are.
I'm glad that I could help make sure you explain that to the
Oh
captive
yeah.
audience out here.
Yeah.
They figure it out. They only care where we have them ranked, and they only want to bitch about that.
No, okay.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, you guys suck.
I'm gonna bitch about where I'm ranked. That's for damn sure.
And you put yourself
You
there.
put yourself
And I
there.
did put myself there. I'm
Because
not very happy with myself about that.
So next, I got Tyrannosaurus Flex
Yeah, I got T-Flex in the 14th spot as well.
coming in strong. It's quite a feat to have the 14th best set of 5 keepers whenever one of your keepers is the number 1 player in the league.
Yeah, I think that's why T-Flex is as high as he is because Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, without Bell,
him,
he would be
he's-
16th.
Yeah, he's pretty low on the list. Keeping 2 tight ends. What kind of idiot does that? And that joke will make more sense here when we get to my spot. But Cameron Brayton, Austin Safarian Jenkins, certainly not people that are going the first 5 rounds. Austin Safarian Jenkins is probably going to be pretty good. Jacksonville lost their top 3 wide receivers.
Right.
So, he's going to catch some passes. And he had a great year last year in New York. So, that's fine enough. And these players aren't typically super terrible or anything like that, but just in the grand scheme of the whole league.
I gotta fix something. I'm sorry.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Keep
Do
going.
your thing. No, in the grand scheme of the whole league, this team is just not as strong as some of the others. So,
And therefore will likely win it all.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, they probably got the best chance to win the league this year is T-Flex. I'd put them in number 1 spot.
Sorry, I had to send a link to the one person that'll probably actually
Slim?
watch this. No, Mary sent me a text because she can hear us talking from upstairs.
Oh,
She
shit.
goes,
That's
she's like,
awesome.
what's the link? I want to watch your video.
Oh,
So
cool. Awesome.
she'll be the only one watching this video. more than
Hell
likely.
yeah.
That Slimmer might.
Slimmer might watch it.
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he'll bitch about it tomorrow.
Yeah.
So Tyrannosaurus Flex, he has a terrible team. Sorry. What do we got at 13th?
13 for me. I got smacked by these boys.
I got smacked by these boys too.
Oh man, I think where we start to just like part ways is kind of maybe towards the middle of the order. So far, we're kind of in agreement.
I think the bottom and the top was pretty clear. The middle gets a little muddied.
Sure. So what about these boys?
Uh,
Has them at 13 for you?
Well, after giving Dylan a hard time about Derek Carr being barely a starting quarterback in our league at like 15, 16, these boys kept Dak Prescott, who I put at like QB 20,
Yeah.
maybe QB 25.
It's
So
like
um,
Flacco level.
I'm just saying, like, I'm a Cowboys fan, and I don't like Dak Prescott.
We're our own harshest critics, really. That's what it comes down to.
I want
Yeah, Dallas does kind of suck, and he's part of Dallas.
Kinda.
kind of one time to roll it back. But beyond that,
He's on the
he kept a defensive player, which
One of 2 teams to keep a defensive player.
whenever we do these rankings each and every year, I think we've done one every year.
I think so.
Yeah. We always knock somebody down a couple pegs if they keep a defensive player, just because they're so inconsistent from year to year, and there's so much depth at this position. But
And this year in particular, no one defensive player stood out above the rest. I mean, there was a year when J.J. Watt scored like 700 points. It was ridiculous. But like,
right, and then Austin traded for him, and then he missed the whole season.
we started the whole J.J. Watt
the JJ Watt
because he was the keeper and he didn't do shit.
traded first round pick for
Did he
him.
last
So-
into like the first or second game that year?
Oh
He
yeah,
was
yeah,
injured for the
yeah,
whole
yeah,
season.
yeah,
Good job, Austin.
And
Well,
that,
Solid
that's why we-
addition to my
yeah,
division as well.
That's why we stopped doing business hour that year, because our big segment was the JJ Watch it. And after week 2,
we had to change it to the Shimbo,
the Prince Shimbo.
the Prince Shimbo show or something like that.
We're gonna have
Let's
to.
find out what happened.
Somebody,
for Shimbo.
whoever watches this video and
I'll
you
be
get
the
to this
research
point,
department.
what timer are we at? Please tell us what we called the Prince Shimbo show or the Prince Shimbo watch, because we can't remember.
Yeah,
It was funny, goddammit.
yeah, that's true. For viewers out there that watch these videos religiously over and over again, and like to go back in our back catalog,
All 0.5.
because we're not going to do it. Let us know who the Prince Shimbo, what the title of that was. I wish I
Yeah.
knew what the title of that segment was.
We cooked up something pretty good with it. But anyway, smacked by these boys teams.
As you can tell, we're very organized.
Super organized. So he's got Dak, Marvin Jones, not bad, but trending downward. Mike Wallace is now in Philadelphia as the number 3 guy, which probably
Yeah.
means he'll be 5th in targets on Philadelphia's relatively good team, but hardly top 5 round worthy. And Carlos Hyde's probably pretty decent.
That's his best player.
Yeah, we're starting to get into the point where like some of these teams are actually having some startable players.
Though it kind of concerns me. Like, I watched the first 2 episodes of HBO's Hard Knocks, and I don't remember seeing Carlos Hyde at all.
Ooh, yeah, that's
So,
trouble. Yeah, if you're not on HBO,
He showed up on
you're not ready for
week
the
3.
big time.
Week 3, there we go. Yeah,
He had like 60 yards on 6 carries or something.
gotcha. I'm behind. Though
That's all right. I like Carlos Hyde.
I was gonna say,
I like him as a player.
makes me want Jarvis.
I like him as a man.
Yeah.
I like him as a man. I enjoyed when he played for Ohio State and jumped over people like it was his job. Like, he always hurdles people.
He had a heck of a year
Over
last year, too.
under on the amount of people that Carlos Hyde jumps over this year. You say
It's 7.
5,
I'm gonna put it at 7.
7 over under.
And
All right,
go
I'm
Take
going-
your bets
and I'm
right
going
now.
Way
over.
under.
I'm gonna go
going
under
over.
7. I'm going under
Yeah.
7. Mark it down. It's on
So-
the video.
So yeah, I'm going over 7.
Way under 7.
Not only am I going
Way
over
under.
7, but Carlos Hyde is going over 7.
Do you think he'll jump over more people or score more touchdowns?
He's gonna jump over more people.
But he'll score
I
touchdowns.
don't-
He'll
I don't
jump
think-
over 10 people and only score 3 touchdowns or something.
I don't think he's making it over 7 touchdowns. I don't think he's making it over 7 people.
Look. But here's the
Justin's
thing.
gonna have some cop out like it's a goal line carry and he jumps over the whole line.
It's like, that's 6 right there.
Yeah, hey, that's one play, 1 for 6. Do that a couple more times, you got yourself a stew going.
You got yourself a stew going. I mean, he can leap, and he's
Man
going
can
to
jump.
leap.
Yeah.
I love Carlos.
Let the man leap.
Let them-
But the team still sucks.
Yeah, but the team-
but Mike's team still sucks. Let's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, still not good enough for.
He's as
better
good
than-
as Cleveland was last year.
Cleveland has a better chance of making the playoffs this year. I'm saying this. I'm in the same position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My team sucks too.
We had such a
But
stellar
we're
draft
getting
last year.
we're getting into some meat now, though. Some of the teams getting a little bit more meat on the bone. We're not just having one player. We're going up to
Right,
maybe
right.
two good players.
I see your list. Let's
Two good keepers.
go. Let's go
Who's
to
number
another
12?
stellar team in my division.
Yeah. All right. Number 13. What do we got?
I'm number 13.
I'm sorry, 12.
12, yeah.
12. Yeah, 12.
Yeah. Well, I'm just
I can't
stuck on
count.
these boys, man. I've got Night Wings.
Yeah, I've got Night Wings there too.
Actually, I like the top. I mean, he's got a top running back. He's got a decent receiver.
T.Y. Hilton
I
and Zeke
just-
Elliott.
But they're
Real
not-
strong start.
Yeah, the
I mean,
best
that's like high caliber right there. You got wide receiver 1 and running back 1, man. That's awesome. However, what the fuck? Marlon Mack for 4 years. I don't even know who that is. He's a Colt, though. So I get it. You know,
Yeah.
stay with your team. Just, this is not a good
No,
time to implement that
I-
strategy.
I mean, when he gave me his list and it said Mac, my first thought was, he's keeping Khalil Mack, and I was like, yeah, he does keep.
Khalil Mack's a great
I was
player.
like, he does keep defensive players. At least it's a good one. And then I looked at his roster from his team because he just sent me the message Mac, like Mac 4 years. I was like, well, he can
That's
only
not
keep him.
rookie.
Yeah, he can only keep him for 3.
Khalil Mack's been in the league a long time.
And then I looked at his team. Let's see, Marlon Mack, and I'm like, Who the fuck is that?
Is this a mistake?
And I even asked him, I was like, are you sure? And he goes, oh yeah, he's starting running back. He's gonna carry the load. I'm like, Austin.
I don't see it happening. I hope so. I
love
hope so, but
I love having Austin in the league. I'm very sad to report that he will not be at the draft, though.
oh, that makes me sad.
I know. Like, who's going to leave their phone charger here at the house this year?
I don't know
Because
if
he's
I'm
done-
ready to
he's-
make that commitment.
Right.
Like,
He's done it the last 2 years.
I might leave my charger here tonight.
It's great. The last 2 years on Monday, he hits me up at noon. Hey, is there a charger laying there on the table?
Oh shit. Well, the good thing is we got Labor Day, so we got another day to recover from the draft. We got
Get our-
another day to
get our
collect all our chargers.
Cables back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he will still be drafting, just not, not
That makes me
yours.
happy. You know, it's awesome having Austin in the league because he's always there at draft day and he's like
Well,
pretty
except for tomorrow.
But
He's
Oh.
engaged. He's engaged
Is
in the
he?
community.
Oh,
In the community of the football league. I have no idea what he does in his
No,
personal
yeah,
life. I don't even know who the
that's
fuck
one of
he
the
is.
cool things too. Is like he's like pretty active, like poster.
Yeah.
Like he starts conversations.
try to talk
We
some
got
shit.
like back and forth
Yeah.
banter. It's awesome having him in the league.
it's very much.
I just wish he had a good team. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very much so.
Just kidding.
I'm really happy to know that he's still drafting because he'll draft people way more than that.
Jack Doyle, second round.
Oh, also, Nightwing's the other team that kept a defensive player.
Yeah, which is another reason why, because Ezekiel Elliott and T.Y. Hilton, like you said, very good start. But the defensive player and Marlon
Beautiful.
Mack,
Beautiful.
At least you listed him in an order that's like, oh, he might have a good team.
I
Sort
put
of.
Jamal Williams above Marlon.
like I do a quarterback, wide receiver, running back, tight end, defensive players,
Okay,
in an alphabetical order.
gotcha. So it wasn't.
But
the
it
choice.
just worked. Yeah,
just
it just
happened to
worked
work out that way.
Good receiver,
Um,
good running back. Who the hell is that?
for him. And who's Marlon Mack? All right. So number 11. Who do you have?
I've got Tree Stump at number 11.
I got Tree Stump at number 11 too. And
Cool.
if I'm pretty sure she's watching now.
Oh,
think.
okay.
I don't
Cool.
know. So
Hi, Tree Stump.
Hey, Mary, you watching?
Your team blows.
Yep.
I'm surprised she's not yelling at me
Oh.
because we got her at 11.
It would be great if she yelled and you could hear it on the camera here. Like, that would be so funny.
But when we play Sea of Thieves, sometimes that happens. Like, she'll yell, and it'll come
Okay.
through my mic, and then she hears herself yell because there's a delay to it.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Or like the dog will bark, and I'll hear it down here, and then I hear it through my headphones. It's a pain in the ass of dogs.
That's awesome.
Anyway,
Yeah, this team, I mean, looks pretty strong, actually. We're starting to get into the point where teams are like actually starting to show like real high caliber players in multiple different positions, more than 2 or 3.
Right.
We got Aaron Rodgers, who's like you mentioned, he's a game changer. He can win a
He is
game
a game
by
changer.
himself. Robbie Anderson's sneaky. He had what, like 114 targets last year. No, he only caught 60 of them. But
oh, it's
What
not
do we
gonna
got?
focus.
Yeah. So Robbie Anderson's probably going to be a little better this year. Yeah, he caught 7 touchdowns on this, on the 40 passes he caught or whatever.
He'd probably be
Where
like
are
a
you
solid
getting stats from?
Oh, I
number
don't
5.
know.
Seven
That's just making him up.
Yeah.
You check it. You check the tape. He had 7 touchdowns.
I feel like
Yeah,
Seven-
fact
yeah.
check that, Slim.
Yeah, fact check me on that.
67 receptions, 735 yards,
Yeah.
12 yards rushing.
Did I not call Stafford's picks? I was like, man, he's good for about 4,500 yards and almost 30
Almost 30
touchdowns.
touchdowns.
He had
29.
44, 50, and 29 touchdowns. I was like, that's some horseshit.
And
But
we
anyway,
got it right once.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
every
It's just
time.
the one
Even a
time.
broken clock's right twice a day.
Unless you're
That's
going by
what
military.
Robbie Anderson probably a solid like number 6 overall pick in our draft, I'd say. So
For
worth
sure.
keeping.
I think Robbie Anderson's a good pick, and Michael Thomas has the potential to be a number 2 or number 3 best wide receiver.
Yeah, top finisher.
Yeah, like
Tomorrow injury. Michael
the
Thomas number 1.
I'd have Tree Stump closer to like a 7th or 8th if she had a running back. Like the depth of the running backs suck.
Ty Montgomery was supposed to be good at the time that she kept him.
I know. And,
Yeah,
And now
yeah. There's
she's stuck
nothing you
with the
can do about
contract.
that.
yeah.
He's stuck on the contract. C.J. Anderson is
CJ Anderson has potential to be an RB2 if McCaffrey gets hurt.
right.
which could happen, but it's not.
Absolutely could happen, but at that point you're making a keeper based on somebody else failing, and it's kind of hard to.
But that's going to be the first round of the draft tomorrow.
That's true. That's very true.
Just hoping
That's a
for
good
people
point.
to get hurt.
That's a good point. Again, probably made all the right decisions on this team. I mean, those were the players to keep. It's just there were a few teams that had a little bit more to pull from, so they got ranked a little higher.
And I don't want to get anybody all worked up, but we're up to 4 viewers right now.
Oh shit!
Oh, no.
Okay, we gotta
We actually have
Straight,
people
you gotta step up
watching.
our
straighten your back. Straighten your back. a
All
little
right, bathroom break.
bit. Yeah. We ready for that?
What do we got? Number 10.
Yeah, I got armchair quarterback.
I got armchair quarterbacks as well. What did I use them?
Let me check my list. Yeah, it looks about right to me too.
Okay. A little earlier, I think I alluded to there being one team that I didn't really agree with some of the picks. For the
Right.
most part, everybody got who they got. This is a tough league. There's 16 players. When we start the draft this year, the top 80 players will all be off the board. Well, maybe not the top 80 because this team, but
Yeah. Cameron Braid is not a top 80
yeah,
guy.
Cameron Braid, Austin Safarian Jenkins, some of the quarterbacks, maybe not, but this was the only team that I thought that I had a different opinion on. And sometimes people get somebody gets down on a player who's good because they jaded him. Like I'm not crazy about Amari Cooper because he kind of screwed me a couple of times, even though I know he's going to be fine. Not really, not really. But with Armchair Quarterback's team, there were 4 players on his team that I thought I would have given a lot harder look than maybe some of the other players that were kept.
I mean, you could have easily not kept Andrew Luck and instead kept players that were good.
Oh, sure.
Or players that would play.
Yeah, definitely. And Andrew Luck's a quarterback, and quarterbacks can be had.
He probably could have drafted him tomorrow in the 4th or 5th round.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. There's
I don't know. Anyway,
and with that not taking of Luck, Zach Ertz, Marshawn Lynch, Stephon Diggs, Chris Hogan, all players that are probably in the top 10 picks tomorrow.
Where did he finish last year? That actually sounds like a pretty good team to be drawing from.
Yeah, he had a great team. He had a really good team.
I don't remember where
That-
he finished.
So far, I don't think I can remember anybody who should have been kept, and yet those are 3 to 4
He was in the
people that should have been
quarterfinals.
kept.
He was the 8th seeded team,
Okay.
and he lost in the 1st round.
And he had a good week in that game. That whoever beat him just had a freaking monster 330-point week. That's
That was
nuts.
a big whoop, I think.
Big whoop, yeah.
But,
So yeah, I mean, there's. Sorry.
Yeah, he had a lot of good options to choose from, and I mean, these are still potential impact players this year. All of them, even Luck. I mean, he hasn't played in a year and a half.
Have either of you seen there's a Facebook, I don't know, it's a profile or whatever, but it's General Andrew Luck.
No, I haven't seen that.
And it's a picture of him like
With the beard?
Yeah, with a beard, dressed as a general. But he's like, it's his posts are like letters that he's writing home to like his mom or wife or whoever.
Oh, jeez.
It's like we had a hard day on the battlefield today, but we fought back the tiger people, and it's so dumb. Or like because he was going through the issue with his arm. So a couple weeks ago, he was like, I finally got my sidearm back, and I've had it handy and been able to fire it for the first time in months.
Oh my gosh.
That's great.
Stupid.
It's so dumb. But also, Andrew Luck sounds like he has the voice of somebody that should be in the body of like Andre the Giant.
Oh my gosh, he's got the
The
deepest voice.
deepest voice. It's mesmerizing.
Throw a ball 900 yards in one throw. Throw a ball over
Over
those
them
mountains. I know we could have won states.
I hate that movie so
Yeah.
much.
Oh my gosh.
That's what. So I think my least favorite keeper here is Copper Cup.
Copper Cup.
Copper
You
Cup.
just hate white people. That's what it is.
Copper Cup.
They're just not as good at football as other
No, that's
people.
true.
But I would have put like a Zach Ertz there.
Yeah. And to be honest, I'm surprised that I'm actually proud that Jeff, who typically picks homers, like like Austin, would pick Indianapolis players or like Maryland players, that he fought the urge to keep Diggs.
Yeah.
I was shocked.
I mean, yeah, that surprised me, especially after all the old Wolverine memes where he's, where he's got like the picture frame with a picture of Stephon Diggs catching that pass.
He couldn't keep him.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he had to franchise him, and he
Oh, did
franchised
he?
Luck. Yeah.
Well, see, that's I mean, it's just my opinion, but like
You're right.
franchising a quarterback
You're
is kind of
silly.
in my opinion. Yeah, I don't agree with that method. But then again, I finished like
Let's get to
freaking
Justin.
next to last year. So what do I know?
No, I'm not next.
No, next.
But
next.
you franchised a quarterback.
I didn't franchise. Yeah,
You did.
did I franchise him?
Think.
Yeah, but he had like 700.
He was the number
Yeah,
one
I'm
sorry. He was the
player
number
in
one-
fantasy.
Yeah,
He was
I'm
the
skipping.
number-
I'm skipping ahead anyway. I apologize. I'm screwing up your whole flow here.
That's all
It's
right.
funny. I actually have myself ranked next.
Okay, all right. So this is where we differ.
I have me at 9th.
Yeah, I have. Well, I'm at. Yeah. Okay, we're at 9. I have me at 9.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. So
Do you have me at 8?
Yeah, you're at 8.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah. Oh,
You guys are so
we're
cute
sweet on each
together.
other.
Zone, where do you have yourself ranked?
I'm the best.
So do you want
check
me
the
to
records?
Check the record.
you want me to go first, and then the commission will have the final word on
Oh, yeah.
why these were different? Okay, so I had me below Justin for several reasons.
Sounds like a good time.
One of them is being
think I
that
gotta
I'm
go.
more of a power bottom.
Mary,
More of a power.
I like the bottom.
Be a safe
power
word.
bottom.
We lost a viewer.
Power bottom. That just throws people right up. But yeah, I don't particularly think I had a great team or anything like that. I also kept 2 tight ends. That's where I was saying, what kind of idiot would keep 2 tight ends? Particularly Jordan Reed, who constantly gets hurt. But who did I say? I franchised Golden Tate, which was probably the best move. I don't know. In my opinion, it was. I'm not crazy about him, but I didn't think I could risk dropping him.
facts that
Let's
everyone needs to know.
see.
Golden Tate had over 100 targets like the past 7 years.
Oh yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
He's kind of like a sneaky, boring
But
player.
he also has like a catch rate of like 50%.
Yeah, but still, he's getting balls thrown to him, which is more than what you can say about anybody you're going to draft in the first round tomorrow.
That's true.
It's
very true. So I hated to use a franchise tag on that, but it just felt like the right thing to do. Didn't really have much of a choice. And I'd much rather have Justin's team than mine, so that's why I flipped those. Justin has
I
the
definitely
highest scoring fantasy player in football last year, in Russell Wilson, who had a ridiculous year. He also has like legitimate RB1 running backs in Leonard Fournette and what was the other guy you had? Or is it just him?
Well, him and Doug Baldwin.
Okay, so
Doug
Doug Baldwin's, he's like a wide receiver,
Yeah, he's
like 5
gimpy
or
right
6
now,
or
though.
something like that. It doesn't matter. That's right now.
He's gonna be every year.
That's right now. Game 8 comes around, and that guy will be on fire.
Fact checking.
So yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's a little bit more backbone in that team. I'm holding 2 tight ends. I don't have a running back outside of Jordan Howard.
Jordan Howard.
My wide receivers are the same wide receivers I've had for the past 3 years, so
Right.
it's not like they're getting any better.
It's just older.
Yeah, just for olds
Just for tight ends.
is where I'm at, and then Bloib's plans just a little bit above that. I think the reason why Justin's not higher is Kenny Britt. Kenny Britt kind of kills that team real hard. He's not on a team right now, and that
Yeah, I mean, he could end up being a wide receiver 1.
yeah, he could be, but maybe in the Canadian League with Des Bryant.
Right.
He's going to score as many points as Des Bryant is this year.
The only my hope is that he doesn't sign. Yahoo deactivates him, so I don't get penalized because I'll take him off my team. But that's not my choice.
Oh,
So fingers crossed. Because
it's the whole Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah, the Marshawn Lynch fiasco
again. It happens again.
Oh, that goes back to after bitching about not being able to keep Marshawn Lynch for a
And
year
here
and
he
a
goes,
half.
just throws him in the
He
dumpster.
has him
got it.
again with a chance to keep him, and he didn't do it.
Oh man,
Jeff.
Jeff.
Yeah.
Can we give him the Crybaby Award again for that?
Oh, I've got a good idea for Crybaby Award this
The
year.
Bill
I'm
Rudd
sure-
Memorial
the Bill Rudd
Crybaby.
Memorial. I'm sure you've already picked one, but
Actually, I don't think I had one that stood out. Like because
yeah, everybody has a pretty good attitude that's in this league. Everybody, y'all are top notch. I love being in this
Not
league
all
with
of
you. Well, okay. Maybe only 2 or 3 of you are.
2 or 3 of you.
Just these 2 guys. But
I don't think anybody really brought drama to me this year.
No.
Like this past year.
No.
Usually I have something that
no, I mean
We get pissy
every
about
like
trades.
weird thing that
I feel
happened
like
was
someone
like
gets
handled
pissy about
normally.
trades every year.
You guys are all adults, and it's like fucking cool. Maybe just these 2 guys.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I really don't like any of you.
I mean, I'm not going to give anybody as much credit as Jordan's given because a handful of you have just bitched and complained.
I bet you complain all the time about if a guy misses an extra point, it's minus 3 points. But if he misses a 30-yard field goal, it's nothing. Even though that carries way more weight than 1 extra point. But I got that changed. So I'm done bitching about that.
Thanks, Mary.
Yeah, I still stand by the fact that it should be -5 points for the fucking.
No.
It makes it interesting.
No. Well, then
It
it should be
makes-
-5 points if they miss a 30-yard field goal then.
But it makes having a kicker worth kickers being in the league.
No,
otherwise
it's a jackpot
it's
then. You
such
pull a lever.
It's such a waste.
I agree.
I hate kickers. I'm going to push for kickers being taken out of the league.
I almost
And
took
add
kickers
another
out.
defensive play. Just shitting you. I hate
Now,
defensive play.
can we take kickers out and just put punters in and like give them points for like getting inside the 5 and then,
Corner kicks. and-
yeah. If
Yeah.
they make a tackle, it's worth 50 points. Like if
You know,
you're trying to
the-
tackle
The
somebody.
JP Roby League start putting offensive linemen in.
Oh,
Pancake
dude,
blocks.
I need y'all to campaign for this. All one of you who's watching. Oh, we got 3 watchers. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, three now.
All right. So anyway, who we got next? Who's at 7? Are we finished bullshitting about punters?
No, well,
Oh, we haven't
haven't-
gone. Yeah,
I was gonna say you ran on.
you
I
didn't,
ran on
you didn't
him.
let Justin talk about
Is it-
himself yet.
I haven't talked about myself or you yet.
Go ahead.
I'd much rather have your team. Like much rather. Have
That makes me feel good.
I mean, Leonard Fournette is better than anybody you have.
Scroll up here.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, I'm just happy that just for tight ends is back.
I might take a tight end with my first pick.
I know.
I might take a tight end and run 3
You can
deep.
only start 2
It's all right.
It doesn't
Two of
matter.
them will be
One of them's
playable.
gonna have a bye week.
eventually. Well, Jordan Reed's going to go down. He's
Yeah,
gonna,
he's gonna get
miss
hurt.
8 games.
He's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
It's gonna get happen.
I mean, I'm happy with Baldwin and Wilson and Fournette.
Somehow Crabtree ended up on a team where he's the number 1 receiver again.
I know,
supposedly.
like I kind of lucked out with Crabtree, but it's Flacco throwing the ball. And even if it's not Flacco throwing the ball, it's still.
he is the final piece of a championship team. So
Yeah, maybe the Ravens will win this year.
the final piece. I'm so. I don't even want to talk about it. I can't believe I have to wait. I have to wait fucking 25 or 28 picks for my first pick because I wanted Crabtree.
would have been worse if you would have then dropped him and lost.
And
Well, it
then
won't be
I-
so bad. You
Second
only
round
have to hold on
championship.
to him for 2 more years.
I hate it so much. And Kenny Britt's not even on the team.
Yeah,
So,
that's a bummer.
Like the fact that I don't have a first round pick and one of my keepers isn't even playing in the league, I'm at such a huge disadvantage. I'm essentially losing 3 rounds worth of picks over this fucking Kenny Britt situation.
You
blew it, right?
So you have a QB1, an RB1, and a WR1, and then nothing.
Nothing.
And
Yeah.
then
no.
WR 59.
But anyway,
Retired.
Yeah.
with just for funs though, like I mean, I like Mark Cooper.
I actually
Yeah.
like Jordan Howard.
Like
I mean,
yeah, I like
Jordan
Jordan
Howard,
Howard's
he's
going to have a
won-
better year this
well,
year.
and he's had fine years. They're over 1,000-yard seasons. You know?
Greg
Yeah.
Olsen doesn't have a broken foot anymore, so that's a plus.
Yeah, for now. I just think just for funs is above and beyond.
You
Like
did keep him for 3 years, and I don't know if he's going to play for 3 years.
yeah, but if
Who,
he
Jordan Reed?
But
no,
if he-
Greg
I like
Olsen. He's
oh,
getting
Greg
old,
Olsen?
man.
No.
Yeah.
He's a young boy.
but if he retires, it won't count against you.
Really? Is that
Yeah.
how it goes?
That is how it goes.
Okay. Well, never mind. Keep him for 14 years.
Yeah,
I'll
right.
keep him as long as I can.
I think this is where the real divide is. I think from my team to your team is kind of the division between playoff contenders and probably not playoff contenders.
Yeah, we're working right into the top tier here now,
Yeah.
boys.
So
Everyone, if your name hasn't been called yet, you guys are
you have a
getting-
chance.
Yeah, you're getting the highest praise from us,
What do you got next?
which
Eric?
doesn't mean much.
Which means
So
next
above you, I've got Gothic Assholes.
Do you have
wanna
a
bring it
picture
up?
that he sent you?
Oh my god, I do.
We got it.
Please put that on the.
Oh, this picture's so good. Well, while you're looking it up, I'll just talk a little bit about him. You know, you got Odell Beckham there, who can catch anything in the entire universe.
Until he breaks his leg.
Sammy Watkins is a little iffy. I mean, you signed him for 4 years when he was doing great. Yeah, check out this picture. Wait till the focus comes in. This is fucking hilarious.
Oh, come on.
Come on, focus.
Well, I think they get it.
No, they have to see the butthole. Like they have to see. Can you guys see what like should be the Batman like logo, and it's an actual butthole. There it is. Yeah, look at that. That's fucking hilarious.
Pucker up, Buttercup.
I was my favorite thing about this thing is it looks like it's a guy bending over, right? But if you look at the hands, they're rotated 180 degrees from where they should be, and that makes me very happy for some reason. Also, there's 2 buttholes on there. And I just love buttholes.
So good.
But yeah, I mean, there's really not a weak keeper on this team. You just got Delaney Walker, who's a great tight end on a bad team, so he'll be
Speaking
fine.
of tight ends,
Yeah, speaking of tight ends, Devonta Freeman, who's high octane offense, #1 running back, he's going to be just fine. Odell Beckham obviously is really good. Marquise Goodwin is freaking like, I don't know. I'm super high on him. I drafted him in another league. I would have kept him if he was on my team for sure.
plus he'll have a full season of Janine Garofalo throwing the ball to him.
That's true. That's true. She's very funny.
I wouldn't go. I wouldn't even. She's barely funny.
She's
how
really-
hard
She is a comedian.
She's really Jewish.
She does. She does play football.
Yeah, so like I don't know, like Sammy Watkins, I think is like the only like semi question mark on that whole team
But
for
that's
me.
a carryover contract.
And that's a carryover contract. And even if it wasn't, it's not a mistake to keep that player.
So whatever
like,
happened
you're
to-
doing?
he would have had to
awesome.
franchise
This is-
AJ Green.
Yeah, he would. Well, he franchised Freeman instead of Green because if he franchised Green, he would have 4 wide receivers.
Okay.
Yeah, we looked
Yeah.
at that a lot, and I mean, as far as if it's just straight up, it's kind of a toss up. But when you look at
And he's more than likely he's gonna draft Green. More than likely.
he's in a position to
He's
drop
number 2.
Green. So
Yeah.
So he ends up with the
yeah, he could most certainly get that. So
But the big concern for him moving forward, I mean his keepers are all with 1 year left. So
Yeah.
out of these 5 people, he's only going to be able to keep one of them.
yep,
So he's gonna have one hell of a
up
draft.
for grabs next year
Yeah.
or this year. I mean, if he
He's
starts
gonna
off
have to get lucky with some of
Gothic
these.
Assholes, if he starts off weak, start sending your trade
It's
offers.
true. That's actually yeah.
Yeah, that's not
Um,
a bad idea.
Unless you're Chris Miller.
Yeah.
So how does that work? I don't know if anybody else has this question, but if you trade somebody away who only has 1 year left on their deal, as the recipient of that person, do you have to drop them, or do you get the opportunity to start a new contract?
No,
You can
it's franchise them.
It's
Okay,
same-
but franchising is
learned
your only
that-
option. You can't
yeah.
like pick a new
That's
3-year
right.
deal.
I learned that through Keenan Allen.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
I saw the 1 year. I
I
said,
like,
yes,
I like
one
that
more
because
year.
it keeps these good players from remaining on a team for forever.
Forever.
You know, but eventually you got to cycle them out.
with the franchise tag, like you have the option of keeping one player
for their
forever,
career.
Sure,
but eventually you're going to have somebody on your team
you want to keep
that
more.
you're going to want to keep more. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I've always wondered that, and I never remember.
Yeah. Yeah. That Keenan Allen trade was still great.
Well,
Like a first round pick, and you didn't even have the ability to keep.
I had the ability to keep him.
And he was injured,
Yeah.
so like he wasn't playing. Like I traded him so somebody could keep him for the next season.
And what did you pick with my 3rd round pick? Is he still on your team? Did it help you to a championship?
Can we just agree that you both suck?
Yeah.
I drafted like Kamar Aiken or something.
Yeah, Kamar Aiken. It was Kamar Aiken.
I was the best
Yeah,
thing.
that was a couple years ago. That was your number 1 pick when you had a 5th
I
round
like
pick.
how you said. I like how you said. I think it was Kamar Aiken or something. Like it hasn't been eating at you for years that you drafted
because
I
like
think it might have been some guy. I think his name was Kamar Aiken.
I was
don't know.
because I was looking at the wide receivers available, and like I had Aiken like going into the draft, I had him ranked very high, and like in the 5th round, he was still there. I was like, I can't believe he's still
I'm gonna
here.
get Kamari
You guys
again.
are all idiots. Put him on the board. And then the worst part is when I saw the draft board, so I had to stare at that damn fucking thing all season long. It's like as a reminder that Kamari Aiken was my first pick of that fucking draft.
Oh my god, that was so awesome. And that's the great thing about fantasy football is like I didn't like I was high on Kamari Aiken because my brother's a big Ravens fan and Cody, who's in the league, is a big Ravens fan, and they were all talking about him. So I was like, oh, maybe I should pay attention to this guy. And I can remember actually feeling a little bit jaded when you got him. But I'm glad you got him.
But you know what though, like the Kamari Aiken situation at that point, because I had been burned in a previous league with Torrey Smith, and the fact that like Flacco just for whatever reason decided never to throw it to him anymore, and then Kamari Aiken. Well, and then I had Mason for a couple years, and he was never as good as he should have been. And then Kamari Aiken, I was like super excited, and after that, I was like, never again, never.
Right.
I will never have a Ravens wide receiver. And then the
Probably not
final
bad.
piece, Crabtree. It's never, like I hate it so much.
Bamboozled again.
So Crabtree is available on the trading block. Anybody looking for a
Please take
WR1? Like
The final piece to a championship team. He's got it.
There's only one wide receiver 1 available to draft tomorrow. So if you want one,
You come to me.
I will make that trade. And Kenny Britt is still on the table too.
It kind of rivals the Julio Jones on the trade block, you know. WR1.
Kenny Britt.
That's about where it
It's
ends.
so bad.
Yep.
I was trying to like go through and mock out this draft for tomorrow, and I got to my first pick, which is late in the 2nd round. And at that point, I realized I have no chance this year because of this. With my keepers in that situation, it's gonna go.
So
Yeah.
speaking of not having a chance this year, here come the Chowda. No, bring in.
Here come the
Bring-
shout
Bring in
the
the
Chowda.
Chowda.
No, I'm just kidding. This team's got a real shot this year.
But he doesn't draft until the 5th round. Like,
This
he's got
team does not
solid
have a shot
keepers.
this year.
He's got solid keepers, but he's not gonna have any defense or any depth.
Do you also have him in the spot?
Mhm.
Chowder?
Mhm.
Okay.
They're good keepers.
What about you?
You know, I really thought about it hard, and that's a decent start to a team. Now, as we saw with your first pick being Kamari Aiken in the 5th round, he's got no shot past that. I mean, this team cannot carry him, these 5 players, to a championship.
No.
Deshaun Watson is super exciting, though. He's very, very exciting.
But yeah, okay. I just have to say something here. One of the best parts of the draft over the last 4 years was just the excitement and the build-up and the pressure and like the amount of time and energy that went into who was going to take that risk of drafting Josh Gordon.
Oh yeah.
And like he locked him up.
4 years.
Yeah, and he locked him up for 2 years. So he's robbing us of this excitement for 2 years.
I don't know. There's still some excitement. It's like, will he even see the field?
Well,
Like,
yeah,
like he's gonna get caught with a doobie on the bus on the way to the game.
but
And they're
the
gonna throw him back in jail.
but the problem is like he's gonna get thrown back in jail. But like week 10 or 11, that excitement, and that rush to
It's
waste
gonna
the
come
waiver
back.
to waste your waiver pick on him. Like,
Oh,
My
It's gone,
championship year, he was my number 1 round 1 pick.
you want
Threw that one away.
pumped, man.
I was excited. WR1 coming back halfway
Josh.
through the year.
Okay, so we can legitimately say that Josh Gordon carries a team to the championship whether he plays or not.
Yeah.
It's just good to have on your team.
Solid
That's
strategy.
a solid lockup, you know. Yeah, and the other guys, no slouches. Mike Evans, Demaryius Thomas, Melvin Gordon. Those are all number 1 guys. You're doing really good in that position.
Good
That's
start.
super solid.
It's going to be hard to do anything from round 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame that there's not picks after that, but
And there's nobody left.
yeah.
Yeah. So I got. Actually, I think I got you. So I'm
All
gonna
right.
This is another area where we differed,
I
and
hate
I don't
this
know. The
team.
more we talk about it, the more I agree with you over me. But yeah, I got Slemmer in this position, and you got Zom.
Yeah, I don't like my team, but I like it better than everybody else's team.
If anybody likes
Except
their
for Chris
team,
Miller.
leave a comment.
yeah. For our
If you like your team, like
for our 3 listeners or viewers out there, feel free to leave a comment of who your favorite team is.
yeah.
But I mean, I went over this 100 times in my head the day that we had to make the decision, and I made sure to bug Justin with at least 25 messages to let him know that my team was solid. I was keeping this team, and only to change it again.
It's great. Wake up. He's like, "Here's my keepers. This is what I'm sticking with." 2 hours later, actually swap this around. That's what I'm staying with.
Solid.
Before I even have a chance to read that message. No, wait, I want this. Then I go to work and I get off work and there's 6 more messages where you've changed your mind numerous times.
Dump them all.
Yeah,
It was
enjoyable.
It was fantastic. It was exciting.
Don't beat yourself up too much, though, man. You've got a really solid lineup.
I think your lineup's good. I'm not a big Aguilar fan. And I don't know if I would have signed Derrick Henry to 3 years. But
I think he was the guy to sign.
yeah.
3 years is...
But with LaShawn McCoy, I mean, regardless of him beating his girlfriend or wife or fiance or whoever the fuck it was.
Ex-girlfriend who was squatting in his house.
Yeah, ex-girlfriend who was squatting in his house. If any punishment comes of that, it's going to be next year, and you don't have him under contract next year. So,
That's right.
I mean, I think it's all right.
Somebody else's problem.
Yeah, it's the only way I could. The reason I did it the way I did it is I just couldn't go into the season without someone who could be considered an RB1, especially if my only other running back was going to be Derrick Henry.
Henry.
Mm-hmm.
So
No, you made the right call.
yeah, I stuck with it. I hate not having Kelsey. He carried me to that championship 2 years ago.
Maybe he'll drop to you in the second round tomorrow.
Yeah, Derrick Henry or not. Everyone let Keenan Allen go.
You buy a hat like that, you should get a free bowl of
Right.
soup.
Yeah.
Looks good on you, though.
Looks good on you, though.
But then I looked at the rest of my roster and I couldn't find anyone like a wide receiver or anything
Right.
that was worth keeping, and therefore
You don't have to
fell in.
justify your shitty decisions.
Yeah, I know. Hey, I'm here. The only time I'm ever going to be here.
Yeah.
Listen to my thoughts. Look at my record on this website.
Dude,
I haven't updated in a couple of years. You may not be at the top.
in a couple years.
I'm not in this one anymore. I
I
checked
thought you
that,
updated it last
but
year.
it's only
'Cause I
people
noticed
play
I
for
dropped
2
down a
years.
little bit.
I don't think I've updated last year's results. I don't know. I don't have the awards in there for like the last 2 years. I gotta update that.
Anyway, I agree with my ranking in this, as there's actually I don't think that I'm any better than the keepers above it. So
Yeah.
continue your analysis of other people.
Please move on from me. So you had Slimmer there, and you had some above Slimmer.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about Slimmer.
All right, cool. Yeah, Slimmer.
He's a little weird.
Yeah.
I don't really like. He smells funny.
Very socially awkward.
Very socially. And he wears shorts all the time.
Loves
Very
his
polite.
picture. Loves
Loves
his picture.
loves when his picture is
There's
plastered on the
nothing
internet.
he
Yeah.
enjoys more than a hot, sexy picture of himself on the internet.
Oh my god.
Yeah, puts a big smile on his face.
But just like in that picture.
Yeah.
Oh,
Big
my.
smile.
But yeah, I think the only reason that I even had any sort of like lower rank on him than some is just because like I'm not quarterback crazy,
Yeah.
and keeping a quarterback,
Kirk
particularly
Cousins.
somebody like Kirk Cousins. But I mean, that wasn't a decision he made last year or anything like that.
I mean, Cousins is going to be a top 6 scoring.
Yeah,
quarterback.
he's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just I tend to leave quarterbacks around just because they can be had. But Kareem Hunt, it's like one of the best running backs in the league. You can't go wrong. Gronkowski, one of the best tight ends, probably number 1 tight end. Can't go wrong. Brandon Cooks no longer in New England. He's still going to be great in Los Angeles. A lot of opportunity down there for him. Joe Mixon,
Mixing it up.
he's a guy.
The problem with Joe Mixon is he was signed to a 4-year deal
Oh, okay.
with Giovanni Bernard and Jeremy Hill and the countless other
Ben Jarvis Green.
Ben
Ellis.
Jarvis, Green Ellis. Like Cincinnati has proven to be a place to. That is a mouthful. It's a place
law firm.
that's proven to be like a running back has 1 or 2 good years and then it is immediately replaced. And the only constant anymore is that Giovanni Bernard is just going to be the backup.
Yeah.
Joe
steals
Mixon's
touches.
a convicted domestic abuser, right?
That's why he's on the Bengals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes
It's
sense.
a
That
pre-
makes
it's
perfect
pre-
sense.
Bengals.
I thought this Slumber had higher standards than that.
It's a pre.
What is he? The Steelers?
Yeah, I guess not. I guess I was mistaken.
Slimmer only cares about winning.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, then
One
he
thing.
probably should have kept Kenyon
He's a
Drake.
ruthless, cold-blooded killer.
Right?
3-time Bloib Bland Ball champion,
Almost 4.
Slimmer,
Almost 4.
in the top 5 rankings. Let's not let him have 4. He can't have 4.
He told me.
This guy.
He told me that he was going to wing it this year.
Good for him.
I told him. I said.
Is he
I don't know how I
capable of
feel
doing
about
that?
I know.
I
Because
feel like I'm in a different universe.
I know. Because
He's
I
still
told
gonna be
him.
here, right?
I told him I hadn't had a chance to really go over anything, and I was way behind. He goes, "I'm not even going to go over anything." He said, "I'm going to wing it." I doubt that actually happens.
No, he's gonna.
If he
He's,
shows
he's
up
gonna be
without
up
a
all
notebook,
night.
I'll be very confused.
Right? Without a binder.
He has this pulled up in a side window on pause, and he's like, "I'll watch it later.
I got to focus.
Right now."
This is the planning time.
Yeah. Exactly.
Are you going to leave your notebook here again?
I'm not gonna have one this year.
Oh, you're going to wing
You're gonna
it.
wing it, huh?
No, I got a sweet Evernote
It's-
list
oh.
of people I want on my team, and I'm just not.
They're
gonna
already all
draft.
drafted?
Yeah.
They're already on a team.
Shit, it's not gonna work.
It's like your list here. It's all up in the head.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, so number 3.
Yeah,
I
number
think
3.
we agree on the rest.
Yeah, we're at the cream of the crop right now. I mean, these 3
The
teams.
cream rises.
Ooh, the cream. Oh yeah.
Where does he get all the screamers?
He just keeps pulling them out. Yeah. I don't know. These guys are definitely the cream. I had Big Whoop at number 3. Holy cow, this is a fantastic team. Antonio Bryant's number 1 guy.
Antonio who?
Antonio Bryant.
Antonio Bryant.
Copper Cup.
Copper Cup, number 1 guy. Lock him up.
Lock him.
TJ
Houshmandzili.
Yes.
Darren Sharper.
Darren Sharper.
The hottest hitting safety in the league.
And it was true. He
It
was
was.
just.
You know, the thing about this is, so he's got 3 great players there, and future great player in Tevin Coleman. Right now, RB3 because he's behind Devonta Freeman. Next
Right.
year, like I keep him for 2 years, see where he goes.
But he kept him for 1.
They kept him for 1.
He can franchise
Always
him.
franchise.
Yeah. And then stuff is,
And lose Brown.
Well, yeah, it's Tevin Coleman or Antonio Brown at that point.
but so that's what 3 great players that can carry your team.
Maybe
Kamara,
Antonio Brown
Kamara,
explodes
Brown,
this
and
year.
Cook.
He's gonna because he's gonna franchise Antonio Brown. Between that, Cook, and Kamara, he's gonna be pretty solid for the next handful of years.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah, you almost
And
don't
he
even,
was able to-
don't even worry about the draft.
He was able to pick
You don't
Kamara
even-
and
don't- it
Brown
doesn't even
10
matter.
or something. So
Swayze Waters is going to be on the board. You want to make sure you want to lock him up fast, because you don't.
Yeah.
You've got no
Swayze
needs right here.
Waters. Did you know that Darren Sharper, the actual guy, was trying to appeal his court hearing because he said that his lawyer didn't explain to him what his sentence could possibly be whenever he pled guilty to 26 rapes. So when he was put in jail for 15 years, he was like, "Well, my lawyer didn't explain that it could be that long. I wouldn't have pled guilty if I knew that."
Yeah.
What an idiot.
I wouldn't have lied and said I raped all those people if I would have known I was going to go to jail.
Right.
I would have told the truth and said, I'm raping.
he
Hey,
definitely didn't have any concussions when he was playing.
Talk about a terrible human being. And now I'm stuck with a cat named after him.
And we at least
Fine,
bring up his
the
name
cat formerly known as
14
Darren.
times
14
during the
times.
draft.
You could call
Darren
him
Sharp.
Warren
Baby?
Blunter or something.
Why?
Because Blunter is the opposite of Sharper.
Oh, that's so stupid.
You're stupid because you didn't get it.
Oh, no, let me go back to my list.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Anyway, this is a great
Um,
team.
I don't like Dante Moncrief.
That's, I guess, carryover contract. I don't
That's
know.
the only weak
Yeah.
spot.
I mean,
And I think he'll be fine because, like we talked about earlier with Safari and Jenkins, the top 3 guys from last year out of Jacksonville are gone. Dante Moncrief is now the number two guy. I think.
No, he's number 1 because Marquise Lee is in.
Keelan Cole.
Yeah.
Number 1.
Stop throwing out names that we might draft.
By the time it gets to you in the second round, all these people are going to be
all
gone.
these people are gone.
Because by the time it gets to my pick and your
You're
pick
going to be
in the
drafted.
second round, we
Keelan
won't
Cole
know.
might be available.
We won't know.
You're
any
going to
of
be
the
drafted
people
Mike
that are
Furry
still left.
before you know it.
He had a good game.
He did. He had a good season. 2013 with the Lions. He had 116 catches.
I'm already
Look up those stats.
I'm already giving up on the season. That like tomorrow I want to draft seniors that are in college right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's legal.
It's not.
Okay.
But it's my league. I'm gonna do what I want.
Kevin Love. Lock him up.
Fuck it, we'll
Round
do it
1. Sorry, we don't have round 1 picks. Round 2.
Round 5. All right, who we got next? What was that?
Oh well, hey,
That was
this
big whoop.
yeah, this is number 3. So hey, this is top
Number
2.
2.
There's
Top
2
2.
people out there that are wondering, am I the top team?
Well, wonder no longer.
Oh, that didn't help at all.
All right, we'll catch you next week on Business Hour.
And the number 2
We're
team
gonna say
is
goodbye.
Fade to Black.
Fade the ball.
Oh, you still have 4 minutes left.
4 minutes left.
Yeah,
We're
we're
an
almost
hour.
going
Oh
for
my
an
God,
hour.
we're actually gonna make
Yeah,
it.
finish.
short.
Go.
Go. Number 2,
I had the ultralight team.
Ultralight.
Reigning
yeah,
champion.
Boy,
Uh,
reigning champion.
To be honest, I think out of everybody with keepers, he made the best decisions. Like his was the most solid.
Mhm.
His team is fucking great. But like in any other league, this team would be a championship team.
Yeah.
But
But-
we're stuck
Yeah.
with Chris Miller.
But we're stuck
However,
with
well,
straight cash.
yeah, straight cash only definitely.
Let me just stop.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think I disagree with this. I don't know how it's possible that he will put together a team that could win a championship with these scrubs
That's a good
as
point.
his keepers. Just think of all the people he could have kept on his team. David Johnson, why would you keep him? Towards he's
Yeah,
just
what a
gonna
bum.
tear his ACL again.
Howard Johnson's
Or no,
brother.
he just had a wrist injury, didn't he?
Right.
Pussy.
It was yeah.
Can't play with a wrist injury.
Yeah. I think David Johnson
Tape it
scored
up.
how many points did he score last year? 9?
Zero.
Yeah, no,
Zero?
No, it was like
he scored like I don't know, it was like 15 in one quarter, and then he was injured.
Yeah.
Yeah, that first
So
quarter-
actually, let's not even
first-
talk about how good his team is. How is he 13th place last year?
I know. With these players on your team, how do you even lose?
I don't know. And that's the
We're
double
about to
frustrating
find
thing
out.
because not only does he have, in our opinion, the strongest keeper class,
Above
but
and
he gets a
beyond.
high draft
He's,
pick.
he's the number 5 overall pick. He's
so
trying to trade out.
frustrating.
Yeah.
So frustrating.
Well, that's what maybe he can screw this all up by trading out his 5 pick, trading Julio Jones, getting somebody who. Basically, this whole team has to tear their ACLs for us to have a chance to win this year.
Yeah,
He's trying to-
nobody's got a chance compared to
he's-
this team. I'm sorry, everybody from 8 down.
He's trying to trade Julio Jones because he can't keep Julio and David Johnson next year.
Yeah.
Like he's got the team that's like best to win the championship, and he's already just trying to build for next year. Maybe that's how he finished in 13th last year. Maybe he just didn't try. Maybe we'll try again. And for what it's worth, we did just get a message from Mary, and I believe she is still willing to trade her number 1 overall pick
Mm.
in exchange for free Chick-fil-A for a year.
Not a bad deal.
So
Not a bad deal.
Saquon Barkley for free Chick-fil-A.
Free Chick-fil-A for a year. That's only what? That's only like 50 grand, right? That's not like.
With how often Mary would take advantage of this free Chick-fil-A,
Oh my god.
she would destroy
It's
that
not a
place.
bad deal at all.
Put them out of business.
The thing, looking at this team, it makes me wonder how any of us allowed this to occur.
I don't even know how.
I'm looking at you two. You traded him a high draft pick.
I
But
don't-
it's not number 5. They doesn't even want.
I don't. First of all, I don't know how he fucking got all these. Well, the Julio Jones situation, I know how he did it because he took advantage of Angie.
Yeah.
And the Todd Gurley situation. it's
Todd Gurley
disgusting.
fell to him, right? And he drafted him as a rookie,
I think so.
Because he has him signed for 4 years.
Or he traded for him.
He traded for
He
him.
traded for him.
Yeah. From, I think, Nightwings or somebody.
I don't know. It was a dumb trade also. And then Keenan Allen, he got because you can't fucking figure out how
Okay.
to franchise tag.
Hold on. So you're correct, but
Oh,
There were-
there he is. He checked it. He got him from Austin.
Yeah,
There we go.
There
There
were
we go.
14.
Because you don't know how
There were
franchise goes.
14 other people who could have picked him, and they didn't. And Chris was the last person before me, and he picked him because I did beat him in the championship before. Just
Yeah,
remember that, Chris. Your only redeeming quality is that you're a Falcons fan. Since you're listening.
the only. I just want to remind everybody that Zum traded me a 3rd round pick for Keenan Allen, who was injured, so he could put him on his IR and keep him for the next year, not realizing that he couldn't franchise him because he was going to franchise somebody else. So he traded me a 3rd.
I got confused by your
nothing.
website because I thought the 1 year meant there was 1 year left. I didn't have to franchise.
That
him.
is really confusing.
So-
Look.
Yeah.
Now I understand it now.
On the website, there is a list of league rules, and it is laid out in there specifically.
Nobody reads the
Yeah,
rules.
if you were
Specifically,
if you were a better
at the end of the
commissioner, I
season-
would have known that. And
at
I
the
wouldn't
end
have
of the
made that
season, the
mistake.
years will tick off. That's when it happens.
I had to take a penalty for the first year too because I was like, oh, he's got
Because you're an idiot.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
But
We made it.
wait a second.
Business hour.
Shut it down.
Business hour.
Close it down. Cancel the montage.
See you tomorrow.
We got 5 viewers. I feel bad.
We
This
got
is
5 viewers.
this is
now.
what they're doing on their
God
Saturday
damn.
night. What a bunch of losers.
Oh my gosh.
Oh look, now
I
Austin
traded
chips
him.
in. I traded him. Yeah, you should.
It's
A little
right
late
there
there.
ahead of you, buddy. I will be there tomorrow.
You
That's
should
better
try
news.
to trade Marlon Mack to him, please.
Now we got a 6th viewer. Look,
Oh man, this is awesome.
Oh,
So
my
many
God.
people.
Yeah.
So late to the game. Just
I'd
when we
like-
finished up.
I like to thank my parents. They've always been there for me.
Like a mother and father.
I'd like to thank Mary for not only being the love of my life, but being one of our. Oh damn! We're down to 5 viewers now. Never mind. Fuck it. We're done.